Please subscribe to our channel, Pacific Front Untold, and be sure to leave a comment after watching a video.
The Chinese, led by Chiang Kai-shek and the Kuomintang leadership, were aware of the Japanese intent to attack along both sides of the Yangtze River. To counter this, they aimed to force the Japanese into a protracted campaign of attrition. The Chinese strategy involved leveraging the terrain, which included mountains north, the Depai mountain range, and south of the Yangtze River. These mountains provided flank protection and hindered the concentration of Japanese combat power. The Yangtze River was a critical feature, especially given the near non-existence of the Chinese Navy. The Kuomintang constructed fixed fortifications along the river to prevent the Japanese from exploiting it. Key fortifications were established at Madang and Tiantianxian, where the Yangtze narrowed, canalizing any potential Japanese approach. Additionally, the Chinese sank 79 ships in the Yangtze to block any Japanese advance. These measures aimed to slow the Japanese advance and enable the Chinese to attack overextended Japanese flanks and supply lines. The Wuhan campaign began in earnest with the 3rd and 13th Infantry Divisions advancing north of the Yangtze River. Central China Expeditionary Army Commander Hata Shunroku designated the towns of Xuqian, Zhengyangguan, and the Huanan coal mine as their objectives. Concurrently, the 6th Infantry Division, part of the 11th Army but north of the Yangtze, advanced towards Huaining from Hefei, supported by the Hata Detachment, which attacked amphibiously from the Yangtze River. The 3rd Infantry Division seized the Huanan coal mine on June 3rd and Xuqian on June 5th, while the 13th Infantry Division captured Zhengyangguan on June 5th. The 6th Infantry Division progressed, taking Xuqiang on June 8th and Tongxiang on June 13th. The Hata Detachment landed 2,000 men near Anqing, outflanking the city and forcing Chinese withdrawal. After withdrawing from Anqing, the Chinese continued to resist, falling back to Yuantanpu and Tianshan. At Tianshan, the 20th Army resisted for 4 days before retreating to Xianziyi and Taihu. On June 26 at Taihu, the 26th Army Group attacked the flanks of the 6th Infantry Division, while the 20th and 31st Armies attacked frontally. Malaria also affected the 6th Infantry Division, incapacitating 2,000 men and halting its offensive for over a month. However, the Chinese failed to capitalize on these setbacks, merely returning to defensive positions after the 6th Infantry Division withdrew. With the offensive north of the Yangtze temporarily halted, the focus shifted to the fortress of Madang. The Chinese had heavily fortified Madang, placing obstacles in the river and building gun batteries. Initially, the Japanese naval vessels could not penetrate the defenses. However, the Japanese shifted tactics, launching an amphibious assault from the rear. The Hata Detachment landed 800 men behind the fortress, catching the Chinese by surprise. The Chinese had not anticipated an amphibious assault and had only a limited garrison at Madang. Despite the rough terrain, the Japanese overwhelmed the garrison in 3 days, capturing Madang and nearby Shangku, Pengzi, and Hukou. The rapid fall of Madang shocked Chiang and the Kuomintang, who had expected it to hold out for months. The Chinese attempted to strengthen other forts along the river with Central Army forces, but failed to consider Japanese proficiency in combined arms amphibious assaults. The cleared Yangtze River became a logistical highway for the Japanese, facilitating their advance on Wuhan throughout the summer and fall of 1938. The river's dual use as a communication line and means for amphibious landings became a significant disadvantage for the Chinese defenders in the Wuhan campaign.